Week 14 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Eury Perez, Miami Marlins. Eury Perez, he got off to a great start. The first month and a half since he's been called up to the major leagues as the 20-year-old phenom. But after getting bombed the last game and not even making it out of the first inning, this is a perfect time for owners to go out there and get him after getting roughed up big time on the season, 47 and a third. 5-2 record, 54 Ks, a 2.47 ERA, 1.12 whip and 3 quality starts in over the last couple weeks, 6 and a third in the last few outings, 1-1 record, 9 strikeouts, an 8.53 ERA, a 1.89 whip and a quality start in the time. So Perez, he versed obviously one of the best teams in baseball, if not the best team, the Atlanta Braves, and they humbled them up for sure in that ball game after he's been pretty much unhittable and not giving runs up at all. June 20th versus the Blue Jays, 6 innings, no decision. 3 hits, no runs, 9 Ks, a quality start. June 25th versus the Pirates, 6 innings, got the win. 4 hits, a walk, 9 Ks, a quality start. And July 1st at the Braves, like I mentioned, a third of an inning in that one, got the loss, 7 hits, 6 runs in that ball game. So Perez this season, he's been great, no doubt about it, in his rookie campaign. He's striking out tons of guys, but the Braves, they really got to him, like I said, and humbled him up a little bit, I think, just trying to get away with the fastball more times than not. His next outing is a good one here today on paper versus the St. Louis Cardinals, that are one of the worst teams in the National League. So right now, after coming off a horrific performance, is Eury Perez. This is a perfect time for owners to go out there and try to get him on a little bit of discount because we know what the upside is. We know what he's capable of. We saw it so far in the early going of his major league career this season, and right now is it time to buy him low. You're still going to have to pay a decent price for him, but obviously not what you would have to pay before that Atlanta outing, before he got rocked. The next pitcher, Tony Gonsolin of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So Tony Gonsolin last season had one heck of a year for the Dodgers and fantasy owners. In his breakout year, 16-1 record, 130 and a third, 2.14 ERA, 0.87 whip and 11 quality starts. But this season, it's been a mixed bag of results. 61 innings, 4-3 record, 49 Ks, a 3.69 ERA, 1.11 whip and 3 quality starts. In the last couple weeks, he's been batting practice, 8 2/3, 0-1 record, 6 Ks, an 8.31 ERA, a 1.73 whip. And to even take it further, the last month, he's got nothing going, 25 and a third, a 1-2 record, 24 Ks, 6.39 ERA, a 1.42 whip and a quality start. So Tony Gonsolin, I don't expect him to bounce back and put up the huge numbers like he did last season, but right now he's definitely better than what he's been over the last month of the season here, and he's actually been dropped in 4% of fantasy leagues. And this Dodger team, they just seem a little bit off this season. I know the injuries, Dustin May, Tommy John, now news came out he's going to be out for the season, but this Dodger team, this starting pitching's got to pick things up, and the last go-around around the rotation's really been rough. With Gonsolin, Julio Urias, he just came back. He's been struggling for the most part this season. And Sheehan and Bobby Miller, the league's starting to catch up to them a little bit. But anyway, June 18th versus the Giants, 5 2/3 got the loss. 6 hits, 7 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. June 25th versus Houston, 5 innings in that one, no decision. 5 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 3 Ks. And July 2nd at the Royals, 3 2/3 got the loss. 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. So Gonsolin, he's only had one quality start since May 30th here for this Los Angeles Dodger team and fantasy owners. And obviously that's not a good thing, but I think this Dodger team, they're going to get things going. They're going to make a few deals at the deadline, I believe. And these guys, they're going to get going, I believe. Gonsolin, he was banged up early in the season. Maybe he's not 100%. But right now, well, he's pretty much done nothing for fantasy owners over the last month of the year. This is a perfect time to buy him on a discount. The next pitcher is Taj Bradley of the Tampa Bay Rays. So Taj Bradley, he got off to a nice start in his major league career. Top prospects through the Rays system. And so far in the year, 5-4 record, 56 and a third, 76 Ks, a 5.27 ERA, a 1.38 whip, and a quality starts. I know Bradley's been a 5-inning pitcher, but the upside's definitely there, and he's got electric stuff, 76 strikeouts in 56 and a third, so he's whiffing batters, no doubt about it. But the last few outings have definitely been rough for him, and the last month has been rough. 1-2 record, 21 and a third, 28 Ks, an 8.02 ERA, 1.73 and a quality start in the last month. So right now he's not going deep into games like I mentioned. There definitely is a possibility he could be called down to the minor leagues is Taj Redley, and he's even been dropped in 11% of fantasy leagues. So if he's out there on your waiver wire with the upside alone, I think he's a guy would take a flyer on. And the last 2 outings, it just hasn't gone his way. So the last few outings, June 21st versus the O's, 6 innings, got the win. 3 hits, a run, 8 Ks, a quality start. June 27th at the Diamondbacks, 4 innings, got the loss. 7 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 2 Ks. And July 2nd at the Mariners, 3 1/3 in that one. 9 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 3 Ks. So right now the command hasn't been there. Deep into games hasn't been there. But like I said, the upside is great. And I know the next outing for him, July 8th, is going to be a rough one most likely. Versus the Atlanta Braves that haven't lost a ball game, it seems like, in 2 months, even though it's been 22 out of 25 they've won. So right now, well, Bradley's got a tough matchup coming up, and he's had a horrible month of the season right now. He's a perfect buy low candidate. And like I said, he's out there in 50% of fantasy leagues as well. The next pitch is Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Zach Wheeler, he's still getting the strikeouts, but the ERA isn't great this season. And he's been getting hit over the last month of the season pretty decently as well. On the year, 98 1/3. 7-4 record, 112 Ks, a 4.03 ERA, 1.19 whip, and 9 quality starts on the season. But the last couple weeks here for Wheeler, 10 1/3, 1-0 record, 14 Ks, a 7.84 ERA, a 1.74 whip in the time, and no quality starts. So Wheeler, he's still going out there. He's still getting innings for the most part, but just something feels off with Wheeler. Last season, he was a true ace, and he was up there amongst the tops in the Cy Young race, Zach Wheeler. But this season, just a few games where he's totally been off, and especially the last 2 weeks where he hasn't done much in pretty decent matchups. June 18th at Oakland, 6 innings, got the win. 6 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. June 28th versus former team, the Mets, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. And July 1st versus Washington, yes, he got the win, but 15 runs in that game was Philly. So he only went 5 innings in that one, got the win. 7 hits, 4 runs, 6 Ks. So right now, Wheeler, last few weeks he's been struggling. He had plus matchups, and he didn't really have a great impact game. I know he got the win in one of them, but right now, he's just hit the wall a little bit, is Wheeler. But the upside is great still. Last year, I don't think was a fluke. He definitely is an ace or a number 2 starter around the league. And he's got a pretty alright matchup coming up in Miami. That's been a hit or miss offense in tomorrow's ball game. So right now, while Wheeler's been up and down and 500 pretty much over the last few weeks here, he's definitely a pitcher I will buy low because we know the upside and we know what he's capable of, Wheeler. And he definitely could turn seasons around for fantasy owners if they could buy him on a discount this week. In the 5th and final pitcher I would look to buy and trade for this week here is Christian Javier of the Houston Astros. So right now they're going to shut him down before the All-Star break. He's going to get an extra week of rest here is Christian Javier. I know the All-Star break is just right around the corner. And Javier, maybe he does need a reset, but he was pitching lights out for the first 2 months of the season. But the last month he's been batting practice, 91 1/3, 7-1 record, 82 Ks, a 4.34 ERA, 1.22 whip, and 8 quality starts. But the last month, like I said, he's been getting rocked left and right, 21 2/3. 0-0 record, 10 Ks, a 9.14 ERA, 1.94 whip, and a quality start in the time. So right now, Javier, like I said, maybe needs a reset. And the All-Star break, it's going to do some guys good, and some guys, they need to keep playing to get the rhythm going. So right now, I think Javier is one of those players that needs the rest right now and a couple weeks off. So the last few outings for him haven't been good at all. June 28th at the Cardinals. Like I said, one of the worst teams in the league. 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, a walk, a K in that when he got rocked. And then July 3rd at Texas, they got off to a 6-0 start. Is Houston. They couldn't hold the lead. 4 1/3, no decision. 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 Ks. So the last 2 outings have been bad. The last month has been bad here for Javier. But like I said, this All-Star break definitely can help him. And the extended rest, pretty much getting an extra week of rest. So right now, well, he's not doing anything, and we know the upside and saw what he did the first 2 months of the season was Christian Javier. And we even saw what he did last season, where he had a great year with 11-9 record and a 2.54 ERA. I just think he needs rest, and he'll get his mechanics and things going once again as Javier. So he's a perfect buy low candidate this week. So that's a few pitchers to look to buy and trade for here in Week 14 of the fantasy baseball season.